I'm going to cover reptiles and birds today, but this unit is on reptiles, birds, and mammals. And the systems that I'm going to cover are going to be for mammals. I'm going to reference unique structures in each of these groups, but I want you to learn more about yourself. Obviously, you're a mammal. One thing I want you to know about reptiles, birds, and mammals is that they're all amniotes. Has anybody ever heard of that word? Amniotic fluid. Have you heard that word? So that's a fluid that surrounds the embryo. You are surrounded by amniotic fluid when you're in your mother's waiting to be born, when you're an embryo. And it basically is all inside the egg. So you're inside an egg that was fertilized, and it's surrounded by this amniotic fluid. Reptiles is my first set of organisms, and just like amphibians, I'm going to cover general characteristics, and then I'm going to cover orders. So who can help me out here with general characteristics of reptiles? Demi. Scaly skin that sheds. Cold-blooded. Like who? Like amphibians. They reproduce sexually, both internal and external, but most of them do what? They use lungs. When they reproduce, how do they reproduce? They lay eggs, okay? They use lungs to breathe, and how's their heart? 3-chambered. So like amphibians, they're 3-chambered and cold-blooded. What makes them different is they went from moist skin to hard, tough, scaly skin that's rough. That's a defense mechanism, obviously. And their eggs are actually hard-shelled. Remember, amphibians were soft. So that's an evolutionary domination. That's why reptiles dominate amphibians, because of those two major characteristics. There's 3 orders. T for what? Testudines, which are what? Turtles. S for what? Squamata, which are? Snakes and lizards. So snakes kind of look like lizards, and then crocodilia is obvious what? So that's how you're going to learn the 3 orders, okay? Turtles, or this order, all the organisms have this horny-like structure and tough shells. Lizards are 4-legged and snakes are legless. I'm giving you little snippets of each order. And crocodilia, its unique thing is that they're the largest reptiles. They mostly live in water, and they breathe mainly through their nostrils. If I was to ask you, give me similarities of reptiles or similarities between the orders in the class Reptilia, what would you say? Scaly skin. 3-chambered heart. Cold-blooded. What if I was to ask you, give me a difference? Size is good. Okay, crocodilia, largest. No, they all reproduce similar. Horny. The horny. Yeah, we'll move on. Yep. Birds have what? Feathers and wings. And they lay eggs. Now, with birds, I'm not going to cover. Hold on, let me pause. With birds, I'm not going to cover orders because there's so many. There's such variety in birds. They vary in flight, beaks, their feet, and their behavior. So you're going to see all of these variety of orders in birds based on these characteristics. So that's how they categorize orders. They have 2 legs. They're warm-blooded, and one of their main unique things is their anatomy. Every one of their major organs is reduced. So lungs, liver, in order to be able to sustain flight. And they have these branching air sacs, and I'll talk about that tomorrow when I do respiratory system, along with a 4-chambered heart.